Good morning, this is Mayor Valensky with Driving Markets. So let's look at what is driving markets yesterday and what is driving markets today. So yesterday the S&P had the biggest one-day fall since September 2020, dropped over 3%. The markets just tanked across the board. The Dow, the Nasdaq, the S&P, all European markets, the UK, Asia, hammered. Absolutely hammered yesterday. In fact, we're on a trend. If you look at the graph of the S&P, it's coming to a classic head and shoulders. What is a head and shoulders? I've said this before and I'll state it again. It's a rise and then it's a drop, then a rise, it's forming a head, and then a drop, and the trend line is down. So be aware that the S&P, being the biggest index in the world of the top 500 companies, is trending down. The Nasdaq is in correction territory. The Nasdaq is going down. I've been saying this for a long time. Not only is it going down, if Apple and Microsoft were taking out of the Nasdaq, you would have a massive correction in the Nasdaq, probably to the region of 9 or 10,000 regarding the actual index. But Apple and Microsoft are holding up the index. Let's look at two other individual stocks that are significant: Tesla and Meta, or Facebook. Why is Tesla significant and why is Facebook significant? So I want to focus on them. Tesla is a dynamic growth company, and Facebook has been a dynamic growth company but has lost its direction. Its profits report a few weeks ago was disastrous. Its forecast, disaster. So let's focus on Tesla and what has pushed the price down on Tesla. Not only is sentiment pushing the price down on Tesla, there was something significant happened yesterday which we need to be aware of. Nickel, which is the major component in car batteries, electric car batteries, shot up yesterday on the London Metal Exchange at over 66%, the highest rise on record ever of nickel. Normally, all of us, we wouldn't even consider nickel because we're just laymen, we're just everyday individuals. But when nickel becomes a major component of the construction industry and a major component of the most popular product globally is electric cars, then yes, you've got to pay attention to that. And yesterday, all supplies in Russia were banned of nickel, and Russia is the 5th largest producer of nickel globally. That will have an impact on electric cars, obviously on Tesla. Furthermore, Elon Musk, being Elon Musk, has moved the production or the components of the batteries of Tesla to carbon lithium batteries in order to combat the shortage of nickel globally. Who is the number one nickel provider in the world, or the nickel one producer in the world? That is Indonesia. Indonesia is the number one producer but cannot compensate for all the nickel that's produced from Russia. So take that into account. Let's look at Facebook. Facebook is hammered. It's all the way down to $186 a share. It's more than 50% drop in the last 3 weeks since it reported its earnings back in January. So what have you got now? You've got a situation where it's back in February. What have you got now? You've got a situation where which direction is Facebook going in? In my opinion, it's only going down. Facebook looks like it's going to be further hammered because it's lost complete popularity, and therefore, as it's lost popularity and it's being replaced by Snapchat, Instagram, and other types of media digital communication, Facebook either is going to buy out all of those companies, but itself is going to suffer on a standalone basis. What else have you got? We've got the yield on the 10-year treasury went up yesterday. Oil intraday reached $130 before coming down to about $123 and is likely to go up short term to $150, in my opinion. All financial markets based on the Ukraine crisis are likely to continue going down over the next few weeks. The VIX, which is the volatility index measure of the financial markets, shot up past the 35 level. 35 level on the VIX is the level of whereby there's stability or there's an increase in the purchase of put options. So investors, traders, day traders have increased their exposure and gone into put options. Why? They're expecting markets to go down further. I've been saying this all along. They're all worried about inflation. They're worried about interest rates. And those concerns were there before the Russia-Ukraine crisis. Now Putin is getting desperate. Which direction is he going to go in? What do you think? I think personally he could expand the war. Not only has he got his eyes on Ukraine, he could be looking at other surrounding Baltic states to think, okay, who else can he take over to expand the Putin empire? That will have a greater, more significant impact on financial markets. So you've got to look at where the markets are going to be over the next month, 2 months, 3 months, and immediately I would say they are going down. Of course there's going to be up days, be aware of that, but the general trend, as I say, every YouTube, every driving market forecast, the general trend is down. Look at cryptos. Cryptos also fell yesterday. However, Bitcoin could become a potential safe haven for financial markets, something to look at. You never know where Bitcoin is going to go because there's only a limited 21 million coins in circulation. So there will be opportunities to pick up some stocks. Barclays Bank yesterday was hammered. Why? Because we don't know what the exposure in Russia is. In terms of foreign exchange, look at the foreign exchange markets. The dollar is strong. The euro is being hammered because of their exposure to Eastern Europe and the gas pipeline. So the euro is also significantly down. The pound was down, but not as much in percentage terms as the euro. And I think the pound is looking potentially as a great buy on FX markets. You might want to look at that as look at the GBP versus other currencies. Against the dollar, it is down simply because the dollar is a safe haven, and therefore investors go to safe havens, and the dollar has picked up a lot of strength lately and will likely rise further. And with inflation, with the FOMC meeting next week to decide where interest rates are in the States, the central banks are in a terrible situation. They don't know what to do. They don't know if they should raise interest rates, cut interest rates, or do nothing. Sorry, say it again. They don't know if they should cut interest rates or do nothing. If they do nothing, inflation is going to rage further. But will they have an impact on inflation? These are all questions that no one knows the answers to. But the trend is down. Be aware of that. If you need to get hold of me, contact me on LinkedIn, on WhatsApp, on Instagram. You can put your comments on YouTube. You can like, subscribe. Let's get driving markets out there. Let's make it a major publication. This is Mayor Valensky with Driving Markets. Look at the price of nickel. Have a good day.